Hello and welcome back to another web development video. Today I'm talking about communication, and specifically that I think the most underused and undervalued skill in all of software engineering is communication. It's definitely the most overlooked skill. And for junior developers or people that are new to the industry or learning how to code, I want to emphasize how important communication is. For people that have been in the industry for a while, really know this, but communication is huge. Now, a few years ago, I was working as a website project manager before I got a developer job. This is one of the jobs that I had in the meantime when I was learning how to code. And I took this job to get closer to software engineering. And I spent a lot of time talking with clients and account managers and engineers and salespeople and other project managers about websites. It was really busy, it was really hectic, and it was full of a ton of stress. And now I realize how important that job really was to me and really was to my growth. In the sense of, I had engineers, right? They need to know when the work needs to get done and what that is. Clients need to know what work that we're going to perform for them. Other PMs need to know if I need help or if I'm available to help them. The account managers needed to know what's going to be done, what the client is concerned about, what we can possibly do, and everybody needs to know when this is going to be complete. So basically, it was a great primer for myself for getting into engineering without doing any code, really. It was all about, this is how websites work, this is what we're going to build, then there's timelines, and at the end of the day, my job was to communicate with everybody. And I really learned a lot in that job. So I want to talk about applying what I learned into software engineering. So the first thing that should be thought about is what you're trying to communicate. What is important? For me, I'm not big on fluff. I'm very direct in what I communicate. I'm not very good about prettying up the truth. And what I mean by that is that I write in bullet points. I don't write in flowery sentences. I wouldn't make a great account manager. I don't think, or a salesperson. I don't think. Maybe I would. But my point being is that I'm trying to get across what is important, and that's the first thing when I'm thinking about, especially if I'm having trouble writing something out, especially if it's technical. Like, what is important here? What am I trying to communicate? And then I backfill from there. I think it's important to own what you don't know. Do not try to BS your way around something that you don't know. That goes for everybody in every role. If you don't know, just say you don't know. Don't try to make it up or BS your way through it, especially in an engineering role, because that's going to come back to bite you every single time. And also, be okay to ask for help as well. If you are trying to get better at communication with stuff, think about when you actually do need help for something. And if you do need that help, it's okay to ask for it. It's more important to ask for it rather than to flounder around. And you might need to put in a system into place in order to get that help that you need. Maybe there are more meetings. Maybe you need to do some training. Maybe it's just a simple question about something. But the point here is to be okay with it and not try to hide it from people. If you don't understand, don't try to hide that. So when you're talking about what is important, to circle back on that, don't say things like, the page isn't working, the new web page isn't working, this needs to get done soon. When I was a product manager, I would see pings, email messages, stuff like that in emails all the time. That helps nobody. What's not working? When does it need to get done? That soon? We need to get this done soon? The new page isn't working? This is all vague and generalities. I've seen VPs do this. I know they're busy. I've never been a VP. But this needs to be a specific question, right? So what's the page? When does it need to get done? What isn't working on the page? These types of things. What you want to do is you want to define what that page is. You want to have the expectations of what should that page be doing. You want to note what issue specifically you had to the best of your ability. I attempted to reproduce this and here's what I found. You need to be able to say, when does it need to be done by? You need to say if you need help reproducing the error. If you can't, you need to be able to say, hey, this page loads, but the form, when I input data into it, it just gets an error, and here's the error page. And GIFs are great for this, screenshots are great for this, but if you do something like that, you've just cut down all the time that is going to get thrown back at you or thrown back at somebody else saying, I don't understand what this is. So be specific. And don't be afraid to ask for help, and always, always, always try to be clear in what you're getting across. But I guess at the end of the day, there's no real reason to be concerned about what you're trying to communicate with other people. If you are kind of an introvert, I'm not, but if you're kind of an introvert and aren't comfortable with talking to people, that's okay. Just be clear and direct and be nice, and everything will be fine. Anyway, if you like this type of content, go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.